Hey guys, and welcome to Comic Fact. Today I'm going to talk to you about how to start comics and how to start reading them and where to get them. And so let's get started. But before we do, let me just inform you to please subscribe, like, comment, and share. And let me know what you think about my videos and if they're informative or not. I just want to hear from you guys. So please subscribe, like, comment, and share. Okay, question number one that I get most from people that know me or just see my videos. They tell me, hey, how do I get started on reading a comic book? And I tell them, you don't have a starting point. You can start from the beginning or the end. So you do not have to just start from one point and get to another. Comic books are designed to just pick it up and read, and sometimes in the comic books they will give you like a little prologue of what happened in the past. So go grab a comic book and start off however you want and see where it takes you. So the second question I get from people is, are comic book expensive? And the answer to that is it really depends on you and what your amount that you want to spend for that month or for that week. Comic books do run either in a weekly basis or a monthly basis, so it really depends on you and what you can afford. Unfortunately, there is taxes on these, and they do run from $4 to $5. But you can also collect back issues, and sometimes depending on your comic book store, they'll put them on sale, or they'll give you a discount for you to buy more. So third question that I get is, what are the formats that I can read a comic book? And there is really 4 formats that you can read a comic book, actually 5. So the first format would be just single issues, which are like this. And they'll run you about $4 to $5. And then there is, of course, the paperback, which are a collective of 4 or 5 comic books. They'll run you about $15. There's going to be a volume 1. And then there's another one that will be volume 2, and so forth and so on, depending on how far the comic book story has gone by. And then the third one would be a graphic novel, which is like all the stories into like one huge book, which I really don't get those because I collect single issues. It's a preference of mine. It does get expensive, but it's just something that I like to do. I like to have the art, and I love how each different comic book has its own variants, and that's another thing. Variants can be expensive. But then the fourth format would be digital books, which you can go to DC or Marvel or whatever company creates your comic book, and if they have a digital store, or you can go and find them in Comixology or something like that, and they'll just sell them all in digital format. It just depends what your preference is. And then of course the fifth one would be, if you're unable to purchase them but you really want to know the story, you can also watch YouTube. There's a lot of great YouTube channels that I myself follow that can inform you about the comic book, and you don't have to miss out. But it's really great to really support your comic book stores and their artists, because it does cost money to create these stories, and so it gets very expensive to create them. So it really helps to not really steal from them, but it just depends on what you're watching and how they're demonstrating that format of that comic book. But that's the fifth option you can have. So it depends on you. So another question I get is, do I have to only read superhero comic books? And the answer is no. There are several genres that you can pick up. There is horror, there is comedy, there is animation, there is hentai, or hopefully I'm saying it right, cartoons, whatever is on the TV show, and they want to create a comic book. There's that content. So no, there isn't. I'm reading Quicksilver, but also catching up with The Walking Dead. And Fence is a great comic book for me. So it just depends on what you like and what genre you want to pick up and what you like. So the answer is no. You don't only have to read comic books that are related to superheroes. It just depends on what tickles your fancy. So the final question is how to start reading comic books. And the answer to that question is you can go to your local comic book store and talk to one of the fellow coworkers or a fellow comic book nerd and ask them about what they recommend, and if there's any back issues or if there's anything they recommend. Or you can go to your library. Libraries are great resources because they're free, and you can get a library card and get a free access to comic books and see what they have, and if you like it, you can start from there. Or you can ask a friend, or you can just go to YouTube and see what they're talking about out there. Also, you can follow a show that you're watching right now. Example, Arrow or The Flash, or the Inhumans or X-Men cartoons. So it really goes with what you like. And as I stated before, you don't only have to choose superhero comic books. There is the Archie comics, which they have a show with called Riverdale, and then The Walking Dead and Game of Thrones. So it just depends on you and what you like. So no, there isn't just one selective few that you can pick. There's so many out there that you don't really need to just go and select one. You can also do digital comics. Sometimes they give you free samples and see what you like. You can subscribe to them, and you'll have access to hundreds of comic books. You may not have the ones that came out 6 months ago, but all the past ones, you'll have them for free for one price. It's just like Netflix. So I would recommend that. What else? And pretty much follow your creators. Jonathan Hickman is one of my favorite creators, and I follow his work. So follow their social networks or websites, and they'll tell you. I'm pretty sure they're posting right now what they're doing or what projects they're working on. So it really depends on you and how much time you want to invest in reading the comic books. What people don't understand is reading comic books is not just a hobby or it's something you pick up, but it's a community, and you start developing great friendships and just discover a whole new world, and then you'll start collecting different things, as you can see in the back, but these are other videos that I'll be creating later. But you'll start getting into different other things you thought you never liked. My hope for this video and for you, the viewers watching, is to not judge a book by its cover. Well, okay, judge the comic book by its cover, because that's what they actually want you to do. But don't judge something because you don't like it or because you think it's not the norm. Go check it out. Right now it's a great time to start reading comic books and getting involved with the comic book community, because there's comic book conventions and there's communities out there that you can meet people, and it's all about interacting and really socializing. When you come into the comic book community, it's not only spending your money, but actually making long-term friendships and picking up something you thought you never liked. So that's what I hope you get from this video, that it's not how you start, but what and how you are going to, what you are going to do when you start, if that makes any sense to you. So please guys, subscribe, like, comment, and share, and let me know if you like my videos. I am not a big producer, or my videos will probably not be as fancy as the other ones, maybe one day, but right now I'm doing it for fun. So, you know, subscribe, like, comment, and share, and let me know what you think. Bye guys.